Hi, my name is Candace, and this is my first BookTube video. Welcome to my channel. I am doing the BookTube Newbie Tag because I'm definitely a BookTube newbie. I am doing the questions a little bit out of order just so that my answers aren't redundant, but without further ado, let's get started. Why did you start this channel? I started this channel because I thought it would be a fun way to talk about books and make new friends. I wanted to get more involved with this book-loving world. I feel like I was consuming a lot of BookTube content, but just not interacting with the community at all, and I wanted to change that. What are you most excited about for this new channel? I'm most excited about meeting new people and knowing about more books. Why do you love reading? I love reading, honestly, for the escapism. I know that that sounds like a trope or like a cop-out answer, but it's true. I am in dental school studying to be a dentist, hence the channel name. But don't hold that against me. I know that people don't like the dentist. I know. Just like med school or vet school or any other major graduate program, dental school is really hard and it's really time consuming, and I have kind of a stressful time doing it. It's definitely fulfilling, but I need breaks from it too. I like being able to have a hobby and an avenue to relax and bring some peace into the craziness of my life. When did you start reading? I'm going to combine this with the question, what series or book got you into reading? Because it kind of is at the same time. I didn't start reading until a year and a half ago, smack in the middle of my dental school career. Before then, no one would ever call me a reader, maybe an academic. I read for school, I am smart, I do school really well, but reading wasn't my pastime. And at this time, I didn't really watch YouTube like at all. I didn't know that BookTube existed, but somehow I stumbled across a video from Hannah from A Clockwork Reads. She's amazing. You should definitely follow her if you don't. And I just loved it. It blew my mind that there was an entire community just to talk about books and that love reading and that this entire world exists. So I binge watched a bunch of Hannah's videos, and for my 25th birthday, so I guess you could say I started reading when I turned 25, I asked my husband to buy me The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I asked him to buy me this book because Hannah from A Clockwork Reader freaking loves this book. She wouldn't stop talking about it. She talked about it all the time, how much she loved it, how amazing it was, and everything that she said about it, I thought to myself that I would really like. I should definitely give it a try. It's a solid recommendation to start reading if I wanted to start reading. So I had my husband buy this for me. I read it. I loved it. I love this book. I love the magical realism. I found out that magical realism was a thing at all. I found a whole new vocabulary of words that I didn't know prior to BookTube at all. After this, I basically started reading anything that Hannah recommended and just read a bunch of really good books starting right then. What kind of books do you like to read? So after The Night Circus, I read about 150 books in about a year. Just consuming as much as I could and soaking up all kinds of genres. I still feel like I'm finding new things in every new book that I try. As of right now, I would say that my most read or most enjoyed types or genres of books so far have been fantasy, romance, hard-hitting contemporary, but also some like soft, easy contemporary. I really like anything that has magic in it, honestly. I read adult books, and I also read a lot of YA, and maybe because I'm 26, people think that I shouldn't read as much YA as I do, but I don't really care about those people. The only thing that I don't really like is horror. I don't really like being downright scared, and I don't really like how it makes me feel. It makes me a little bit paranoid and freaked out, and I don't really love feeling that way. And I'm still trying out all kinds of new books all the time, so you'll definitely see a bunch of different types on here from me. Where do you read? I mostly read on my phone, actually. These are all the physical books that I own, this one bookshelf, and I was gifted most of these in the last year. I maybe had 8 or 9 of them before this year, but like I said, I wasn't a reader, so why would I own a bunch of books? I didn't. So when I first started reading, my husband obviously bought me The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is a physical book, and I knew that libraries existed, and I knew it at the time, but honestly, my only association, like in my brain with the library was like when I went as a kid and got books to write a paper about polar bears or something like that. You know what I'm talking about? And I didn't associate it with any books that I would want right now. So I was like, they don't have books that you'd like. You don't need to go there. You don't even have a library card. That was a mistake. I was wrong. I know that. I spent all of my like birthday and holiday money on like 10 to 12 books just to get me started. And then my very good friend Kristen told me about the Libby app, which is this app that coordinates with your library. Your library puts ebooks and audiobooks onto Libby, and you can borrow them on your phone or your tablet or your e-reader or whatever you read on and listen or read them from there. That way you don't have to like physically go to the library back and forth. You can just do it on your phone. You borrow it for 3 or 4 weeks or however long your library has set, and then you give it back. So my friend told me about this. I firstly didn't really trust her that it would have books that I wanted because, again, my stupid brain was like, the library only has books about polar bears, World War II, and like science fair experiments. I don't even know. Clearly, I was so wrong. I apologize to all librarians, all library people. I apologize to really anyone like in society because clearly I'm a moron. So my mind was open to like a whole new world of books. So I just started consuming ebooks like crazy. I loved being able to read on my phone. I have my phone with me all the time because I'm at school all day and I have clinic and patients, and if a patient canceled or a lecture got done early or we just had an hour to kill between lectures and lab or anything like that, I could always have a book with me even if I wasn't really expecting that time. And it was so convenient and just so amazing to have it with me at all the time. Shortly after, I started borrowing audiobooks on there, and I drive a half hour both ways to get to school every day. So I have at least an hour every day to listen to audiobooks, and so it's just been really amazing to be able to get those for free from the Libby app. This is not a sponsored video, but you should definitely check out the Libby app if you haven't, because you could always get free books and support your library, which is a win-win. What questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? I don't really have any questions for my favorite booktubers. Honestly, lots of them have made videos of like frequently asked questions because I guess all of us have very similar questions to ask them. But if I were to talk to them, I would just want to express that their content and what they've done to create this community has been really amazing and incredible for a lot of people to connect to and feel seen in a mostly solo activity of reading. So I think I would just kind of want to talk to them about that. What challenges do you think starting a BookTube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Honestly, I think comparison will be the biggest issue. Comparison is the thief of joy, and I just want this channel to bring joy to me and anyone who watches it or interacts with it. There will always be someone creating content that's younger or smarter or better read or has a better following or has a better looking video. That will always be the case. But I'm here to have fun and talk about the books that I loved or the books that I hated and to learn about new books and to engage with this community. So I think that as long as I keep that at the forefront of my mind, then I'll hopefully be able to overcome that. What are some fun or unique things you think you can bring to BookTube? I think being a new reader or a baby reader is a really interesting perspective. I didn't read a whole lot in middle school or high school or even college that like solidified my reading tastes or my opinions and that I'd have to like stick with now. I'm an adult and I like reading and I can form my opinions now. And I think it's just interesting to explore this like vast literary world as a new reader, as an adult. I've only read about 200 books in my adult life, not counting anatomy or dental books, which I don't think count. And I'm willing to pick up pretty much anything, so adventure's out there. So I think that's the entirety of the BookTube Newbie Tag. Thanks for being here and coming along with me. Let me know in the comments if you're new to BookTube or maybe you've experienced anything I talked about, like being a baby reader or becoming an avid reader in your adult life. I think that that's a really cool perspective, and you know, old dogs can learn new tricks. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below and I'll see you next time. Bye!